happy Friday and welcome back to my channel, and to all the new viewers, welcome. I am back with another review. This review is for Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition Season 18 Episode 7. So if you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. And let's just get right into this review. So both Molly and Treasure are gone because Treasure revealed that they weren't actually a couple in the last episode. It turns out that Molly and Treasure were just acquaintances and really didn't know each other, which means everything they came into the house complaining about when it comes to one another had to be fake, unless they were basing it on the days that they had spent in quarantine together right before filming this show. So it's really weird, the dynamic between the two of them throughout the season, because they seem to have some of the most issues and they weren't even actually a couple. If they were acting this entire time, then I guess they're really good actors then, because I kind of believed for a second that they were together. But the two of them are gone. Dr.Ish ended up sending Molly home, even though Molly said that he wanted to stay for a little bit longer because he felt like he still had things to work on even without Treasure. But I really don't think Dr.Ish was really feeling Molly, and so he got sent home as well. Now, Dr.Ish ends up informing everyone that now the focus will be fully on them because of the fact that Molly and Treasure are gone, and Judge Toller and Dr.Ish spent a lot of time focusing on Molly and Treasure. Now, like I said before, I really don't believe that Amber and Miles are a couple either, because I believe that was revealed after their season of Love and Hip Hop aired a few years back, but I could be wrong. They might actually be together, but I could have sworn that there was like a story out after their season of Love and Hip Hop aired that they were faking it the entire time. The two of them were not a couple. They were just really good friends, and they wanted to get on the show, so they made up that they were together. So I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. Now, the lesson of this week is about respect, which it seems that most of these couples of this season have little to no respect for one another. The first challenge of the day, the couples end up going outside where there's nothing but couches. Dr. Ish lets them know that each couple will argue with each other, but when arguing, they will argue as their partner, saying all the things their partner says when they fight. I knew this was going to be messy, especially with Miles and Amber, because I know they've said some harsh things to one another. So Monty and Tuff end up going first. Their argument was mainly about him being upset that she hasn't helped him get his career off the ground, and her not doing it because she doesn't feel he deserves her help because of his cheating in the past. I don't think she should help him either. It's not her responsibility, but I also believe that if she's not going to let go of the past, she should leave him. Too much damage has already really been done, and he did admit during this argument that he blacks out and doesn't listen to what Monty is saying when they argue, which is probably why a lot of their issues don't end up getting solved, because of the fact that nobody's really listening to each other. They're just listening to respond, but not listening to truly understand how their partner feels. Now, N.O.R.E and N.O.R.E end up going next, and it was no surprise that N.O.R.E has an issue with N.O.R.E being too overbearing. He wants her in the house being a mother and a wife 24/7, and N.O.R.E was complaining about her hanging out with her friends who he believes to be hoes. And personally, I think if N.O.R.E won't change, then N.O.R.E should leave him no matter how long they've been together. Like I said before, I don't personally believe that N.O.R.E wants to change. I think he just says what he believes Dr. Ish and Judge Toller want to hear at the end of every episode. Now, Amber and Miles end up going last, and to be honest, the way they argue, I don't see them ever coming back from it. They've wished death on each other. Amber calls Miles a bunch of gay names, and Miles throws the fact that Amber's kids aren't his in her face. He believes she had her children out of revenge on him, and Monty ends up getting emotional about Miles bringing up Amber's kids in arguments, and I do think it's really great that she, has all these emotions and she's not afraid to express her emotions, and how she is invested in the other couples. But sometimes I feel like she's a little bit too invested in the other couples rather than focusing on her and Tuff getting over their issues, because in every episode it seems that Monty is way too invested in the issues that somebody has in their relationship. Although I understand how Miles bringing up Amber's children not being his in arguments is a trigger for her, because she did say that reminded her of an ex that she was with who used to do the same thing to her. Now, after the first half of the challenge is over, they have to split up in two groups. Well, groups of two, to discuss what they just talked about in the challenge. And N.O.R.E was telling Tough that he wants to have another baby, while N.O.R.E tells Miles that she doesn't want to have another baby and doesn't know how that'll work out with her trying to start a business. I don't think that N.O.R.E should have another baby if she doesn't want to, just to please N.O.R.E. I mean, he already tries to keep her in the house 24/7, being a wife and a mother. If they have another child, to me, I feel like it's only going to get worse, and then he's really going to have an issue with her going out because they're going to have a new child that's going to be in the house. So I feel like if she doesn't want to have another baby, she shouldn't, and if he can't accept that, then he needs to end the relationship and move on to somebody else who does want to have more kids. So the second half of the challenge has a whole movie night theme. There's snacks and drinks and comfortable couches. There's a big screen, and on the big screen, each person's friend or close family member pops up to listen to the hurtful things that the couple say to each other and then weigh in with their thoughts on it. Now, Monty's daughter ends up popping up on the big screen and says that Monty's delivery when she argues comes off really harsh, which I can see that because she seems to try to give lessons when she's speaking to people, but the way it comes off is a bit rough. I can relate to Monty in that sense because I tend to say things sometimes and I say it with so much passion that it comes off like I'm being rough, or my tone comes off a certain type of way, and so I definitely can relate to her on that. Now, when Tough's friend ends up showing up on the big screen, Monty was not too pleased about what he had to say. She felt like he was covering for Tough, and she also has an issue with this particular friend because this is one of the friends that Tough used to do things behind her back with way back when. And so she seemed to have an issue with that. The two of them ended up having a back and forth at some point in this episode because Tough was defending his friend a bit against the stuff that Monty was saying about him. And he also admitted that he has given more loyalty and respect to his friend than he has to Monty, which is really tough. See, this is why I don't think that the two of them should be together. It's like way too much disrespect, and it doesn't seem like they're moving past anything they've had to deal with in their relationship. Now it's Amber and Miles' turn, okay? And Amber's sister is really disgusted by the things that Amber has said to Miles when they argue. She says that she loves Miles and he's been there for her during her cancer battle. And then Miles' sister was also very disgusted by the things that Miles was saying to Amber, and was saying how his behavior towards Amber was very disrespectful and that their mother, who passed on, would be highly upset about it, which seemed to really spark something in Miles because he started breaking down once his mom was brought up. I do believe that the way that Amber and Miles speak to each other is very harsh, and they say really disgusting things to each other, and I don't think that they can come back from any of the issues that they have either. Once you open that door of saying really harsh things to each other, it's almost like those things never go away and you're always going to think about them. So whenever you get into an argument, all those things are going to come back up to the surface again. So N.O.R.E and N.O.R.E end up going last, and when their friends appear on the screen and hear the things that they say to each other when they argue, they seem to be bothered by those things as well. Unfortunately, I think N.O.R.E is taking the challenges like a joke because he's watched the show before, so I feel like he's saying and doing the things that he thinks that Dr.Ish and Judge Toller want to hear and see. I don't think that he has any intentions of changing. But I also don't feel like N.O.R.E has any intentions of leaving him either. So I don't really see the point of them being there either, because I don't see their relationship ending, and I also don't see anything changing. Now, after Judge Toller gives her thoughts on what took place during this drill, the couples go inside, and Amber seems to not want to deal with Miles at all once the challenge is over. She ends up going outside with N.O.R.E and tells her that she's not trying to let her guard down with Miles anymore, because every time she does, they're good for a few days, and then they go right back to having problems again. She's starting to feel that the relationship is already tarnished and can't be fixed. If they really are a couple, I believe she's right about it being broken beyond repair. I feel the same way about Monty and Tough. N.O.R.E and N.O.R.E could fix their problems, but N.O.R.E has to be willing to change, and I don't really think he wants to. So I really do feel like Amber and Miles shouldn't be together if they actually are together. I just feel like there's too much that's happened, and I don't think that they'll ever get back to the way that they were before all the drama started. So guys, those are my thoughts on this week's episode, plus a little recap. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button for me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you guys for all the support, and I will see you guys in my next video.